What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Bluff guy. Hey! And we are back again with another reaction stream, and we will be reacting to a video from YouTube content creator Civ. I reacted to a video from him before, like one video, and then after that I pretty much subscribed to him. So this is going to be our second video, right? And I'm the reason why I chose this video, because there is a reason I chose this video, because I kind of wanted to deviate. I wanted to deviate a little bit from a lot of the conversation that been going on for like the last few weeks. I feel as though we've reacted to a lot of Sun God Nika videos, a lot of Nika or Sun God base videos, or Joy Boy base videos, or Devil Fruit Awakening base fruit videos, like all these different, like all these videos, these like specific topics, so I'm like, I kind of wanted to deviate and talk about something that, nobody's really talking about, right? Something that we haven't really talked about, something that isn't being talked about, right? Like other things, right? Like I like reacting to the Sun God stuff, but I also want to react to other topics, like today we're talking about Weevil, right? We're talking about Weevil. If you haven't already read the title, we are talking about Weevil, and the title to this video from Civ is "Watch Out for Weevil." It will be linked in the description, but before I get into all of that and get into to you guys in the chat, first let me say, make sure you show your boys some love and hit that like button. Only take a second. It only take a second. Even if you coming in and out, just give your boy a like. It helps the algorithm. Also, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, just so you could remain up to date on when I'm about to go live, like my schedule and things, and just to keep in touch with me, right? Just if you want to keep in touch with me. Also, if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and we have the Facebook group. The Discord is the best place to send me videos. Like if you want to send videos, you could send the videos to me directly on Discord, or just post them in the Discord. And if I see it, I like to zoom. I like to go through the Discord while I'm picking my my title. Like before I pick my the video I'm doing, I'm usually like going through the Discord, see what people are talking about in the Discord, right? So yeah, all of these will be in the description box below. You can send me videos anywhere though, but the Discord is going to be the best. That's kind of where I prioritize, right? But let me get into this chat. We got Desness in the building. I know he was here. He was here when I like he was here before I went live. Like I seen Desness in the building before we went live with the Hello Fellow Pirates. Shout out to Desness. What's going on, Desness? I hope you're still in here. I hope you ain't leave during the countdown. I know it's a countdown. I get it, brother. I get it. And then we got Sozo, man. Sozo is like becoming a regular out here, man. Shout out to Sozo. He had the what's good? It says something else, but I'm a little you got the bunch of exclamation points. It looked kind of like but yeah, my bad. My vision ain't the best. But yeah, so yeah, shout out to Sozo, man. I'm happy you guys have made it, and whoever else is here. Shout out to anybody watching these streams. Even if you may not, I know you might not engage, but it's okay. Long as you support. Long as you watch, and if you could do me the solid of hitting that like button, definitely would appreciate that. Right? Definitely would appreciate that. But okay, so about the video, right? About the video, it's kind of a content creator we haven't really reacted to many of his things, right? So that's another reason I like the I like reacting to new uh creators. If you're a creator and you watch these videos, hey, hit me up. Like send your stuff to me, right? You can send it to me on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, or you can join my Discord as well. But if you're a creator, send me, and you want me to react to something, send me stuff. Send me stuff. I'm always down to react to something. Especially if it's a good length, right? Like between 10 and 20-minute videos are my sweet spot for these streams. But you know, if it's shorter than 10 minutes, I might just have to find like another video and do like a double reaction or something. Like another short video as well. So it is what it is. But okay, so the topic today is watch out for Weevil. And I found this an intriguing video. I haven't watched it yet, but just the fact that we're talking about Weevil, right? Like, I feel as though the community doesn't talk about Weevil as much, right? Like, we don't really talk about Weevil. But to me, he's like the most intriguing and hard to predict character in the series. I guess that's why he's intriguing to me, at least, because I don't understand his purpose, right? Like, I feel as though there's many characters you can give some type of role to, some purpose for. We got like Mihawk, for example. Like my favorite. I'm using Mihawk. He's my favorite character. His purpose is pretty much Zoro. It's for Zoro, for Zoro's development. Zoro's dream is to be the greatest swordsman, and he's that final hurdle of achieving his dream. Blackbeard, he's there to pretty much stop Luffy. He's like the anti-Luffy. He's the king of the world government, the secret king of the world government, and he rules the world, right? He's pretty much there to keep his own power, and he might be the final hurdle of the series altogether, right? Like after Luffy may become Pirate King and defeat Blackbeard, he might go to fight Eam. I mean, I don't know for a fact. Blackbeard could be the final villain. Who knows, right? Akainu, Akainu's, he's the head of the Marines, and like they're just the villains. They're the opposed pirates, and Luffy being a pirate, ultimately the Straw Hats, right? Now Weevil, because he was introduced with a lot of controversy, I guess you can say. I mean, maybe not so much controversy, but he was introduced, and we learned that he is quote unquote Whitebeard's son, right? As he travels around with his mother, and she says, you're the son of Whitebeard, pretty much, right? And now the thing is, she could be lying. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know much about this character. And last time we really seen him, the Marines were pretty much going after all the Shichibukai, all the warlords. Yeah, they was going after all the warlords. So, and we seen him, he was pretty much surrounded by a bunch of Marines. That's the last time we seen him. We don't really know his fully. We don't fully know his goal. Like, okay, we do kind of know, because we know that ultimately he kind of listens to his mom, and his mom pretty much wants to collect this so-called inheritance, or the so-called wealth of Whitebeard. Turns out Whitebeard don't really have much of anything, right? Whitebeard has always given his treasure, everything he's owned, he's always given back to the village that he called his hometown, right? That we see him, he has to ask food from his crew. He's the captain, and he's asking food from people like Marco and Jozu, or just those guys, right? So so yes, we know that ultimately his mother's goal is to get Whitebeard's treasure, right? His wealth. That's not there. So ultimately, it's like, what's his purpose? What's his purpose? Because his purpose can't be to steal. I mean, what ultimately, like, what ultimate role does that serve for his purpose or his end goal to be to get Whitebeard's wealth, right? Okay, even if he does get it, so what? Nobody cares really, like as far as the bigger, the over, as far as the grand scheme of things, nobody cares. Now maybe his purpose is to oppose uh like all the Whitebeard remnants that are allied with Luffy. Like let's say this. Let's say uh by the end of Wano, let's say Marco decides to join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Let's say that he decides to join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Him and maybe he go recruit some of the other remnants of the Whitebeard pirates. Like maybe if Izo is still alive, maybe Izo joins. Maybe if they could find Joe's, or maybe he goes and find the rest of the Whitebeard pirates and they join the Straw Hat Alliance. Then maybe Weevil's purpose is to pretty much hinder the Straw Hats by attacking uh his Grand Fleet, at least the people that are remnants of Whitebeard. Like maybe maybe that's just the grand scheme of his purpose. It's just to eventually in the Grand War, when they're at war, to come along and try to fight the Straw Hats as well. Like maybe that's it. But it's like we don't really get much of him, right? Angel's Room. We got Angel's Room in the building. Shout out to Angel's Room. I'm glad he made it. He wasn't here yesterday, but it's all good though. He here today, and that's what matters. He said, "Yo, just got off the game. What's good?" Oof, man, I got these burps, man. Sorry, man. Hey, man, I'm good, man. We talking about Weevil right now. What's Weevil's purpose in the story? What's his purpose in the story? Yeah, so maybe Civ got better answers than I do. I don't really have answers. I've always been interested in Weevil, right? Because he was just randomly introduced, but it was like it wasn't just random. It wasn't like how when the Straw Hats go to a country and then they fight people, and then sometimes you get a character who's just randomly introduced, and the only point of getting introduced is just to be like their fodder, just to get rolled over by the Straw Hats, right? But he was introduced, like he has some importance. So it's like, but we haven't really gotten any answers to this importance. So let's get into this video with Civ and see if maybe Civ can give us some answers. Give us the answers that we're looking for. All right, let's go.
Son of Whitebeard, and a man said to have the same strength as a young Whitebeard himself. This man is a complete mystery. He has not done anything impactful towards the Straw Hats thus far. So today, we're going to take a guess as to what his role might look like in the future.
And yeah, he said something interesting right there, right? He said something interesting. He said he hasn't done anything impactful to the Straw Hats. And why did I point that out? Because I feel as though most characters do something that's ultimately impactful to the Straw Hats, right? Even when it's indirect, like let's say Blackbeard, for example. Blackbeard, when he went to go capture Ace, ultimately him capturing Ace led to everything. It pretty much led to Marineford, which eventually affected Luffy, right? It eventually, or had some effect on Luffy, and when we look at Mary Joa, we got all these characters that have zero connection with Luffy, but they affect the world around them, which ultimately affects Luffy. and the Straw Hat. You know what I'm saying? So Weevil, on the other hand, it's like there's nothing really he's done that affects the greater world or ultimately affecting Luffy. Like he hasn't fought anybody important to Luffy, or he's not after anybody particularly important to Luffy. I mean, I guess if you want to say the Whitebeard pirates are important to Luffy, then okay, but I don't know if I consider them important to Luffy, at least not at the moment, right? Not at the moment they were. You know, Luffy never, you know, I don't, does Luffy even know that Marco's in Wano right now? Or does he even care? Like, I don't remember them actually interacting. I remember Marco interacting with Sanji and Zoro and other Straw Hats, but I'm really trying to think if Luffy and Marco interacted, because I don't remember. I really don't. Let's continue.
Future of the story. So before we hop into today's Reddit threads, I'm gonna take a stab in the dark myself. So I have two guesses right here. First up, I'm gonna guess that he is gonna be the 10th Titanic commander of the Blackbeard Pirates. And I know what you're saying. Why would he do that? Didn't he hate Blackbeard? And didn't he want to get revenge for killing Whitebeard? Yes, that is true, but Miss Bakken, the master manipulator of him, has a very different mindset. She does not care about revenge. All she cares about is money. So if she were to tell him to join Blackbeard, I would see Weevil actually doing it. And there's also another theory going out.
I'm not completely against that theory. I never actually thought about it, but I'm not against it. Like Weevil being part of the Blackbeard Pirates, I believe it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like there is empty, like the 10th Titanic captain spot is empty. There is nobody fulfilling it, as far as we know. Now, a lot of people say Aokiji. It's not confirmed. I mean, it can be the case. I'm not saying it's not the case, but it hasn't been confirmed that he is. It's never been stated that Aokiji is the 10th Titanic. I mean, it's never really, you know, I don't even know if we actually got any talk about the 10th Titanic captains at all, but if you go on the One Piece Wiki, which I get could be edited, like I'm not trying to say it's 100% accurate, but if you go in there, it's empty, right? The 10th spot is empty, so he could be, you know. And think of this, right? Think of this too. Was and y'all answer this to me in the chat. Y'all tell me this. Do you guys think that Whitebeard's mother, you know, the woman who said that Weevil is the father, right? Or Whitebeard is Weevil's father. Do y'all believe she was part of the Rocks Pirates as well? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if you watch this later. Do y'all think that she was a part of the Rocks Pirates? And if so, that would mean she know Zebek. You know, if she was part of the Rocks Pirate, that would mean she knows Zebek. Now, one of my theories is that Blackbeard may potentially have Zebek's soul or will or personality or whatever, you know, because there's a lot of talk about Blackbeard having multiple souls, multiple personalities, right? And I kind of believe that maybe there's something to it, right? Maybe. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm getting a text. Boy, Threevil messaging me. I'm gonna have to get back at him. Yeah, I'm gonna get back at him. But yeah, so so I kind of believe that Blackbeard has like multiple wills, multiple personalities, souls, whichever one you want to call it. I do believe that theory. And I believe one of those personalities or souls or whatever you want to call it. I like to use souls. Some people don't like that. But like I like to say souls. I like to think that he might have Zebek's soul within him. And if that's the case, maybe the Zebek within Blackbeard might potentially have talked to Weevil's mother, right, and convinced her to have Weevil join the 10 Titanic captains of his crew, right? Like have him take on that title. So, I mean, it would like if you believe the multiple personality theory, and you potentially believe that Rox is one of those personalities or souls, then that specific theory of Weevil being part of Blackbeard's crew can actually make sense if you think about it. Angel's Room said, finally, my internet ain't acting up. Yeah, man, you know, my internet be acting up too sometimes, man. But it usually act up like during like windstorms or when it's just craziness going on with the weather, or sometimes in the morning when they, you know, do maintenance or whatever. Like randomly do maintenance. But let's continue.
There, that Blackbeard is recruiting people that seems very similar to the Pirates of Rocksteady Zebek's crew. You have knockoff Kaido, knockoff Big Mom. Why wouldn't he have a knockoff Whitebeard as well? Alright, so now my second guess as to what
Kaido,
Weevil
that's
might
true.
do. I feel like he has the potential to end up in Buggy's crew. You have a bunch of baboons just wandering around. My second guess as to what Weevil might do.
Let me hear what he said again, because I
feel
kind of
like
missed
he has the potential to end up in Buggy's crew. You have a bunch of buffoons just wandering around, aimlessly following Buggy, thinking he is a god of a pirate. So who better to have in that crew than Weevil himself, a man that cannot take any orders other than from his mom. So if maybe Bakken was removed from the situation, I can see Buggy taking over that parental kind of role for him. Or he might actually take over Whitebeard's dream and want a giant...
I ain't gonna lie, that would kind of be funny though. Like, just imagine Buggy having like a bodyguard or somebody to, you know, somebody who just listens to him, right? Like a big oaf that listens to him, but is super strong. Like I could see Buggy doing it. That'd be pretty funny. I wonder if Weevil has a devil fruit too. Like that's another thing I'm kind of curious. Like it would be even better. It would be even better if he had like a Geo type of devil fruit. What I mean by Geo is something that involves like using the earth, right? Like an earth base, kind of like we see Whitebeard. He could cause earthquakes, tremors, and all that. You know, that's like a Geo. I don't really know the word to it, but it's like a earth based type ability. So that'd be dope if Weevil had like a different one, maybe. You know, like Akainu kind of has like an earthish type too, you know, with magma and all that, because that's like in the ground. And but I don't know if like maybe he can. I mean, I don't know what it would be. You know, how you would make it different, like really different from Whitebeard. I mean, in some ways, I guess it would be similar, but yeah. Angel's Room said Weevil going to be one of captured warlords. I don't know, man. I mean, if he is, if he is captured, I don't think he's going to stay captured, because I think he's going to do something. You know, like maybe he gets captured. You know, I don't think he will, but if he can get captured. But if he gets captured, I don't think he's going to stay captured. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I don't think it's going to be like he gets captured and we never get anything from him again. Then it's like, what's the point of even really introducing him? You know, I mean, I guess you could introduce him only just to be somebody who is made an example of by the SSG, you know. But at least if he does get captured, at least let us see how strong he is, and if he's actually deserved of this belief that he is Whitebeard's son. So at least let us see what he can do if he's captured for good and like going out of the story. At least let's get a fight from him. But if not, then you gotta free him from captivity or something.
Family, and what better family to have than the Straw Hat family and joining the Straw Hat Grand Fleet? But this is all theory crafting. Let's get right into today's Reddit threads. This says, what will Edward Weevil do in the future? Made by a guy whose name I just definitely cannot pronounce. I can't think of how Weevil will contribute to the story. I'm not sure if he should even be added to the story. Wow, he's coming out swinging with this one. I just can't think of his relevance in the future happenings. What do you guys think? And then the top comment says, he won't be a future.
I agree with that. Like the statement, like they said, I can't think of how Weevil will contribute to the story. I'm not sure if he should be added to the story. I just think I don't know what he contributes either. I agree. Like I feel the same way, but I don't think he should just like never be in the story again, because it's like, why did Oda feel he had to bring him in the story in the first place? You know what I'm saying? If he just needed a Shichibukai just to fill the vacant space and that was never ever going to get no shine, he could have just like mentioned that, yeah, they chose another Shichi. But I guess people would have been like, well, who's this new Shichibukai? Are we ever going to see him? So I guess either way, people probably would have, wanted to see him anyways. So, but I feel as though he has to play some part, even if it's a very minor role, like, maybe just some. I don't think he's going to be a main antagonist. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that either. I don't think we got enough time in the story to add him as a main antagonist, unless he turns out to be Eam or something. If he turns out to be Eam, like he could shrink his body or something and be Eam, okay, I guess. But I don't think that's the case. Let's continue.
What do you guys think? And then the top comment says, he won't be a future main antagonist, which is what I agree with as well. Mainly because Weevil is strong, right? He's lore-wise, he's considered pretty strong, but he's still just one guy. And let's be real here. You put Weevil and Luffy into the same ring, Luffy will body this man. We don't even know his feats, and we know that Luffy will body this man. And Weevil, from what we know, he doesn't have a crew.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't agree with statements that are kind of because we don't know how strong Weevil is to say how he would do against Luffy. But if Luffy, seeing what Luffy's doing to Kaido at this point, it's like, I don't think Weevil is one of them people that's going to be challenging post Wano Luffy. Maybe he could compete with Marco or something. Maybe, I don't know. Because I don't know how strong Weevil is. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be a big opponent for Luffy at the end of the day. Maybe he could be a big opponent for like one of the other Straw Hats, right? Maybe like Usopp or something. I don't know how you would write that story, because they don't really have much of any connection for it to be like you gotta make it to where it makes sense to write him as Usopp's final fight. You know what I'm saying? Weevil want more something to do with like Whitebeard's remnants than any of the Straw Hats. So I don't see why he would be any of the Straw Hats' final fight. Maybe he could be Marco's final fight, I guess. That could be the case. We got One Life Man in the building. He said, yo, what's good, One Life Man? My G. Shout out to One Life Man. And Angel Room said, in my opinion, Weevil is going to have a major role, but only for a short time. So I could see that being like, maybe he just kind of gets in the way, right? Like maybe he doesn't even realize how he's being such a big roadblock, but his personal vendetta against Marco and them is just put him in that position, right? Like something along that line, I could see him being a big deal, but like I don't know if I say a major role, but he could play like a key role in almost preventing the good guys from winning, like I guess, something along that line. We got Cube in the building. Shout out to Cube. Welcome to the chat. He says Weevil has to get captured. I disagree with that. unless he escapes somehow. But if it's just he gets captured and we don't get any resolution to why he was, like his whole purpose, I mean, I could see why y'all want him to get captured because it's like, bro, like, is there even any room for this guy in the story? I could see why y'all, but I feel as though there is enough that we got from Weevil's character where it's like he has to do something, but on the other hand, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if like maybe his purpose is to be just a thorn in the alliance's butt, like maybe something like that. But maybe his introduction was to showcase how strong the SSG is, right? Like, let's say we come to find out that he is as strong as Whitebeard. Well, I don't want to say a young Whitebeard, but let's say like maybe not Whitebeard in his prime, but like Whitebeard while he was rising them ranks to becoming the world's strongest man. Like, let's say we come like we learn that he's that strong, and then he gets beaten by the SSG. Then I could see maybe that's his purpose, just to kind of showcase how strong the SSG is. Like even like I'm not saying he has to have a major role in the story. It could just be something small. One Life Man said, I got a new theory. Luffy is so fast that he multiply. Well, I mean that'd be like what's that move called? Not shave. I mean, I guess it is kind of shave, but when you leave like after images, I mean that's why speed would, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like clones. It like using your speed to create multiple things is more of a after image type thing, where it's not even real clones. It just look like it is, unless you're like each clone is or each image is you punching the person. Angel's Room said, because of Whitebeard's son thing. Is that what you mean, BC? Weevil going to be a big lore drop for Whitebeard. Rocks Pirates. Yeah. I mean, maybe, I could see us get, Oda using Weevil as a way to maybe give us more about Whitebeard. I don't know. Maybe he used Weevil's mom, right? Cube said if Weevil gets captured, because it could push a story where Luffy will liberate prisoners for the final world war. But why would he liberate Weevil? Weevil's, I mean, he don't know that Weevil's bad, but I don't think he's just gonna be releasing people that could potentially be bad. And I don't think Weevil's gonna be fighting on Luffy's side at the end of the series. Sozo said the enemy of your enemy is your friend. This is the case with Weevil. He might team up with Luffy against Blackbeard. But Weevil is Whitebeard's enemy, or Whitebeard pirate enemy. Weevil's not really like the enemy of Luffy or Blackbeard. So I don't know how that applies, that quote. Because if anything, he would probably team up with Blackbeard against the Whitebeard pirates. The Whitebeard pirates are Weevil's enemies, not Blackbeard. Cube said liberates prisoners and also showcase the SSG. They need to prove why they don't the Shichibukai like the Mihawk. Unless Luffy moves at something close to light speed, I don't see him creating after images of himself. Yeah, I agree with your statement about the SSG and everything. They gotta showcase the SSG somehow, right? What better way to showcase that you don't need the Shichibukai than have your new division pretty much to kill or capture the division that is replacing, right? Uh One Life Man said they said that there's going to be two characters that's going to join when they leave Wano, Jinbei and Yamato. Jinbei's already part of the crew. Jinbei is already part of the crew, so it, Jinbei's been part of the crew since Whole Cake Island. Matter of fact, he's really been part of the crew since like Fishman Island. That's when Luffy originally asked him, but Jinbei said I got other stuff to do, and then it wasn't really till Whole Cake Island when he resigned from being one of Big Mom's subordinates to joining up with Luffy. Like that's, and they didn't make it official yet, but he's still already looked at as a crew member. And that's even before Wano. He was looked at as a crew member. Yamato, I hope so. A lot of people think Yamato's going to stay in Wano. I think I would like to see either Yamato or Carrot join the Straw Hat crew. I think it'd be nice to have like another woman who could fight, because like Robin and Nami don't really fight, like they fight differently, but they can't really fight though, like Robin has a great devil fruit ability, that makes her capable of holding her own. Nami uses weather. But as far as just solely being able to give punches and avoid punches and all that, neither of them were really fighters. So I think Yamato and Carrot could play that role. I kind of like I like Yamato better though, and I think a lot's already set up for her. Q said, however, I can see Sanji reach that level, the speed level. No, I could actually see Luffy, especially in his Gear 5th stage, possibly reaching that. We already seen Luffy do some crazy stuff. Sozo said, my theory is that Doflamingo will escape from Impel Down, and then he joins the Straw Hat Alliance in order to invade Mary Joa. I kind of agree with the escape part. I kind of hope he doesn't join the Alliance. I feel as though his character, his character is too like naturally evil. He's just not like a dude that just do bad stuff. Like Crocodile don't seem like that naturally evil. Crocodile is more power hungry. Doflamingo seemed like he kills cats when he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he just kills cat. He'd kill a cat for his own enjoyment. Crocodile seemed like he's just evil more so just because he wants to gain something, right? He's not evil just because he's evil. Doflamingo, on the other hand, seems like he just likes chaos. So I hope not, because I just don't like the idea of Doflamingo possibly being with good or anything. It kind of would kill his character for me personally. Cube said, well, technically Blackbeard is Weevil's enemy. He wants to get back everything his father and kill his crew. Blackbeard did take a lot of Whitebeard's territory, so I can see him resentful towards him. Hold on.
If you were to fight...
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta go check something real quick. All right, y'all. I'm back. We back. I just had to, something at the door. But let's see. We're gonna have to get back to this video, guys. But I'm gonna try to get through these chats real quick. So I might not give long-winded answers to each of your questions. Q said, well, technically Blackbeard is Weevil's enemy. He wants to get back everything his father had and kill his crew. Blackbeard did take a lot of Whitebeard's territory, so I can see him resentful towards him. I guess, but you know, his mom's the one that's kind of in control, and ultimately, it's, you know, as long as he follows her, then, you know, I don't see that being the case. Because she more just wants the wealth of Whitebeard. So you know, that's that. I don't think she cares about any revenge towards Blackbeard. But yeah. One Life Man said, nice. I like the theory, Sozo. Cube said Doflamingo is definitely a psychopath. And then we got Cryptic D Athena. Shout out to Cryptic D Athena in the building. And welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. New face around, you know. They said Daffy definitely put some pets in the ground. Exactly. Like, Doflamingo is not like the type that I don't feel Doflamingo is a redeemable person. Just how his character is. I don't see him being redeemable. So I don't see, like, Crocodile. I feel as though Crocodile, there's room for Crocodile to be redeemable, and because he's selfish, you know, he does stuff for his own personal gain, but you know, I don't think he just kills for his own pleasure. You know, like, I mean, he might take pleasure in killing if it's somebody he had to kill. I'm not saying that, but I don't see him as somebody who just like kills dogs or, you know, just random people just cause you're bored or something. Angel's Room said, in my opinion, Doflamingo's going to die, and if he were to escape, world government would get him to join their side. I don't know. I mean, they already kind of want. They're the main ones who want to kill him. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that part. The world government joining their side. One Life Man agreed with Cube, and Cube said true about Luffy's mom. But yeah, let's continue this video because we're really not that far into it.
Luffy or run up to the Straw Hats, you have one person taking him on, and then you have everybody else chilling on the sidelines. You have Zoro, Sanji just straight up posted up, ready to beat Weevil's butt. And that's the main thing, right? That is why a lot of people are saying that if he were to join a crew, it would most likely be Blackbeard's crew, because he doesn't seem really strong to fight Luffy. So boom, he's already lower tier. And then boom, he has a lot of other people for Luffy to fight as well. Alright, so continuing his comment, he says, there are some possible routes from what we know. He could become an ally against the Blackbeard pirates as he's expressed desire to avenge Whitebeard. He could, now that he lost the status of warlord, even end up joining Blackbeard. He seems easy to manipulate. Imagine that being the main descriptor of you. Oh, here's Sai. By the way, he's easy to manipulate. Man, I feel bad for Weevil, dude. He could even then be another Titanic captain of the crew, along with potentially Moria, which I disagree with. I do not think Moria would join the crew at all. Literally, Blackbeard and his crew killed Absalom and took his devil fruit. They killed his best friend. Moria was pissed.
Yeah, I could see Moria being more like held against his will. Like that's all I think it is going to be at this point. It's going to be them holding Moria against his will. I kind of feel bad for Moria at this point, man. He went through a lot, man. I know he was one of the bad guys, but we gotta say, man, Moria went through a lot. Like he was defeated, lost his crew to Kaido, and now he lost his friend and like one of his only friends to Blackbeard. And now he might end up being like a slave to Blackbeard, where Blackbeard pretty much used him in order to create like a zombie army, right? Like I could see that happening. Like Blackbeard wanting to have a zombie army. Let's continue.
There is no way he'd be like, you know what? We're Nakama now. Let's join hands, buddies. That's not possible. Moria will not join the crew. I'm gonna say that Moria is either dead or he's being held captive, kind of like how Eustace Kid was in Wano. Or he will join up with another group and play the role of an antagonist there. He could also ally with the Straw Hats against the Navy and world government. So there's a lot of possibilities. I do rule him out of being a major antagonist because we have passed the warlord tier of enemies. So
Yeah, I agree with that last statement. Hey, do y'all think Luffy might end up saving Gecko Moria? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all think like when Luffy faces off against Blackbeard, he's gonna end up having to save Moria. Gecko. Let me see what you guys is talking about. Sozo said Dolphy wants the Mary Jo National Treasure and Straw Hats want to save Sabo. So I believe they will team up to invade Mary Jo. Plus, Doflamingo hates celestial dragons more than he hates other pirates. Yeah, I get that, but his character, it's still the character to me. It's still, I get what you're saying, but I mean, it's not a bad theory. It's just to me, I don't really want to see them. I don't want to see Oda trying to like redeem Doflamingo. You know, I like Doflamingo being the evil, nasty person he is. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with it with Crocodile because Crocodile didn't seem super evil. Like, don't get me wrong, he did some evil stuff, but you know, he does evil more for to gain something. You know, and I'm not saying Doflamingo don't like to gain stuff either, but Doflamingo also just seemed like he'd do evil on a whim, right? He'd do evil just cause. Kind of like Joker, like that's pretty much who Doflamingo's based off of, Joker. And I mean, even though you can't say Joker has worked with Batman before, but so I mean, I guess it's not like impossible. You know, it's not impossible that they will work with each other. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's not impossible that they will work with each other. Cube said the issue is that it depends if Sabos got captured. True. Angel's Room said Marty is dead. Well, we have yet to see that. Cube said I see Sabo escaping with Vivi and Cobra being killed. I kind of agree. I don't, you know, because I don't want to see another rescue Sabo. I don't want to see a rescue Sabo mission like Ace, right? So I hope Sabo's not caught. Angel Room said Blackbeard don't need him to be alive. How do you figure that? Because I already explained how Blackbeard could use Gecko Marty, and Blackbeard being someone who is wants to gain power and likes to gain powerful men. Why would you miss out on the opportunity to pretty much create an army of dead people? You know, and all you just need to do is collect a bunch of shadows. And Cube says Sabo does have Vivi cards of Luffy. Feels that Oda will use that to bring Vivi back. And Doflamingo, Sozo said Doflamingo will be redeemed in the end, but most likely will die. Yeah, I disagree. Angel Room said he could just give his devil fruit to someone else. Well, it depends if all his crew doesn't already have devil fruits and he doesn't have a vacant devil fruitless body like left. Why does he need Moria alive to do that? Again, I mean, what I said last time. But let's continue.
I like how he covers like every base here. He's like, well, he could be an ally, he could be a bad guy, he could be a force against the world government, he could be a guy that joins Luffy at some point against Blackbeard. He kind of does everything, which I kind of think is funny. But also, I do agree with there's a lot of possibilities with Weevil's character. This is one of the few characters in One Piece where you could actually see them going any direction and we'd kind of be okay with it. I don't think he's gonna join another group of antagonists other than Blackbeard or maybe even Buggy. And the main reason why is because there's not a lot of pirate groups left for us to fight. We're about to take down Kaido. We already took down Big Mom. So who left is there to really fight in the New World that we haven't heard of? I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot.
Angel's Room said Burgess don't got a devil fruit. I mean, has he? Could he have not? Could have he got one between like after Dressrosa? I don't know. Or maybe there's a different devil fruit that Burgess might be looking his eye, like have his eye on, right? But yeah, you're right though. You're right. Maybe he could. Maybe Burgess could get Gecko Modi as Devil Fruit, but that's only if Burgess didn't, get a Devil Fruit from the last time that we seen him to him meeting Gecko Modia. That's if that's the case, or if like there's not a particular Devil Fruit he's looking for. Because again, like Burgess was specifically trying to get the meta no me. You know what I'm saying? And I think after Felon, maybe he was just like, you know what, I'll settle for Luffy's Devil Fruit. Like the because I think at one point he was trying to get Luffy, but maybe when he went back to Teach, maybe Teach was like, look, man, there's a different Devil Fruit I kind of got an eye on for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but you're right though. There's a possibility Burgess could have Gecko Modia's Devil Fruit as well. That's very possible as well. But it's also possible that Blackbeard wants to keep Gecko Modia alive. That's possible as well. Angel Room said Modia laugh is annoying, so I hope someone else got his Devil Fruit. Now that just sounds like a personal problem. That sounds like a personal issue that has nothing to do with the story. Then Q with the Modia laugh.
Not see him joining Shanks' crew. He's definitely not going to be accompanied by Mihawk. Like, where is this man going to go? He has to fit into the story somewhere, and we just don't know where yet. But who knows? Knowing Oda, he might as well throw us a curveball and say, hey, by the way, Weevil is Imu-sama. Like Weevil is actually the main threat in the world. And it's...
Bro, I jokingly said that in the beginning of the stream. I said, what if Eam is really like Weevil or something? I don't think that's the case. So that'd be ridiculous. Imagine Sozo said, imagine if Moria cuts Imu-sama's shadow. Yeah, that'd be wild, but Moria would have to be able to get a hold of Imu and has to know the existence. But if you get Imu's shadow, I mean, you probably make a super, a ridiculously super zombie. I mean, Imu would still have like his or her abilities though. Angel Room said, I don't know, man. Blackbeard doesn't seem like the type of guy to let someone who hates him to work under him. But if I remember, he specifically said, I don't want to kill you. I want you to join my crew. Just by that alone, just kind of shows that Blackbeard doesn't have intentions of killing. I forgot what he said. So y'all might just, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You could correct me. But I remember him saying something to that extent of like, he didn't want to kill Morty. He was giving him an option. So he could subjugate him, that's what he said. That's what Blackbeard said. So I mean, you gotta take that up with Blackbeard. Cube said, I am more curious about why he used a knife and Dressrosa to get the meta from Sabo. The dude is a wrestler. Blackbeard totally seems to be the kind of to invite someone who hates. Yeah, I mean, Blackbeard don't seem like the person who's against keeping somebody captive and enslaving them against their will. He's not part, like, again, I never said Gecko Modi is going to be part of the crew. I never said that. Slaves work for people. That's how slavery works. You work for somebody. You might hate the person you work for. The person might know you hate working for them, but they don't care because they want that free work. And then Q said Blackbeard totally seems to be the kind to invite someone who hates. He wanted Ace to join him even though Ace was here to kill him. Yeah. And you said about that knife. Yeah, I've said plenty of time. I think that knife is how I think that knife is a way to extract devil fruits. I've always said that. Like like when we look at Burgess, Burgess don't seem like the type of character who uses weapons or knives or swords or anything during fights. Like that just doesn't seem like how he operates. It seemed like he's a hand to hand fighter. So when he was specifically after devil fruits, he had that knife in his hand. So I think that knife has something to do with how how they extract devil fruits. You know, like maybe I don't know. I don't know what it does, but you know that's my only speculation. Sozo with the Z ha 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 ha. And then Angel Room said at Q, but he said, why don't we just forget about it? Let's continue.
It's funny because I pulled this up here on the side. This is actually from Sandman AP, which he does a lot of One Piece translations. And Oda actually went on and he said that Weevil is really cool for him in that sense, which we don't really know what the sense is yet, but we do know that Weevil will play a very big role in the future, which is kind of insane to think about, right? Like Oda likes this character a lot and he sees potential in this man, in this guy right here, the guy that you're seeing in the middle of your screen. Oda sees a lot of potential. So moving on, we have another theory here, or another Reddit thread made by a guy named The Boy 1011. We can actually pronounce that one. And he says, do you think Weevil will be a huge threat to the Straw Hat crew? Weevil has been one of the most anticipated warlords I've been wanting to see after the Wano arc. Not only does he claim to be Whitebeard's son, but he single-handedly defeated 16 pirate crews affiliated with Whitebeard. Even Kizaru has compared his strength to that of a younger Whitebeard. Now, ever since I heard the details about him, I've been patiently waiting for him to pull up to the scene and show us what he's made of. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think he'll be a big threat to the Straw Hats? Why or why not, if you do not mind explaining? And then the top comment says,
I mean, look, and that's kind of that's what intrigues me about Weevil's character, because I feel as though there's so many places Oda could go, and I think Oda has something planned for him. I know a lot of y'all want to say, you know, he's gonna get captured, or and that could be, you know, that could be the case, but if he's captured, I just don't believe that that's gonna be the end of his story, right? I still think he has a role to play. It's just I can't specifically pinpoint that role. Like it might be a super like he just said about when he was reading that I guess whatever it was from Oda. Like he was talking about how I guess Oda thinks Weevil is cool in that sense or something. So I'm like, man, It gotta be like something's going on with Weevil. Like something's up as far as his role. Like there gotta be some importance to it. I think Oda wants us to think that he doesn't have any importance, because then that makes whatever his when it does come into play, that it makes it, you know, bigger than, you know, what it is, I guess. Or it's like it catches people off guard because people who's not anticipating it. Kind of like Chondro, right? The whole Chondro being the traitor reveal. Like I think one thing what Oda did that I like, from at least for me, how it worked for me. Like when we was in Dressrosa, we meet Chondro. Chondro was such a forgettable character. You know, out of all the scabbards, I always thought that Chondro was the most forgettable. Like he never stuck out to me. Like when I was going over all the potential traders in my head, I always even forgot about Chondro to even mention him, right? But when we learn he's a trader, it's like it was so obvious. In some sense, it was so obvious. But yet not many people guessed it. You know, and I think with Weevil, it might be kind of a similar case to where he's going to play a big role in it, and it might even be obvious to a point. You know, like Oda might make it somewhat obvious, but Oda doesn't really he makes Weevil so forgettable, and you know, he doesn't give us much of Weevil, so it's like we forget about him and just kind of forget that he even exists in the world of One Piece. Cube said exactly, shows he doesn't seem to care about something hating him. Shows he's really nonchalant about it. And the Angel Rooms, and I agree with that. Angel Room said, but do you think Moria would just forget about it? He's going to give the same response Ace gave him and will die. I don't think I don't think Moria's in a place to really do anything. I mean, look, last time we see Moria, he's on an island with Blackbeard, a Yonko, with 2 devil fruits. His crew of guys, most of them having devil fruits. Gecko Moria is not really in the position to really protest, being forced to work for Blackbeard. He's not really in the position to do anything. Unless Morty is like, look, I'm not doing nothing at all. You just going to kill me. Yeah, but I don't think Moria is really above not wanting to keep his life though. Q said, I always see Moria as a coward, so I do see him choosing self-preservation, but not sure. I just think Blackbeard doesn't seem too concerned about people hating him joining him. And I agree with you, but the thing is, he's not joining the Blackbeard Pirates. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I'm saying. He's not joining. Like, if Angel's Room, if you think I'm saying that Gecko Moria is joining Blackbeard Pirates, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Blackbeard is going to have Gecko Moria working for him against his will. So, and when you have somebody working for you against your will, you don't care if they hate you. You don't care if they want to join you or not. Like, that's what I'm saying. Now, unless you're talking about Weevil, then that's different. Angel Room said Moria came to the island with intention of fighting. I don't really see him as a coward. The only way I see, but Moria also had a crew of zombies, so Moria probably believed he could take on Blackbeard. And he said the only way I see Moria join Blackbeard is if he's holding another member of his crew captive. Blackbeard doesn't seem like the type to have slaves, since he believes in the idea of people walking their own paths, especially if you guys are trying to connect him to rocks. Nah, I don't think Blackbeard necessarily believes that in a way similar to Luffy. I believe Blackbeard likes chaos. He likes chaos, but I don't think Blackbeard's above having people work for him against his will. He might say all that freedom stuff, but Blackbeard isn't an honest person. So I'm not going to sit here and act like he's somebody who's probably not above keeping people against their will. Even if he talks about freedom and all that stuff and it sounds nice and great, I doubt he's above having people work for him against his will if it's to accomplish something. But let's continue.
To this day, I don't see the point of this character, and I don't feel any level of threat from him, even with what all the other characters have said about him. I don't know if it's personal or not, but I'm not interested in him at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a joke character, even with his immense theoretical strength. However,
but you see exactly what he said, right? He said that he doesn't care for Weevil at all. He doesn't see him as a threat. See, I attribute that to Oda's writing. I think Oda wants people to forget about Weevil. Like I just said, I think he wants people to like overlook Weevil, because then when come to find out Weevil is more important than we believe, it's more of a shocker to people, because a lot of people didn't even think he was going to be anything anyway. Versus Oda making it, giving us some foreshadowing that there's an importance to Weevil, and then people just predict it, and then all of a sudden, Oda don't like when we predict all his secrets. So there's some secrets he's gonna have to throw red herrings and stuff. It's kind of the same thing I said with Chondro.
I don't really have any doubt that Oda will use him correctly and characterize him more in the future. If he does want to make a legitimate threat out of him, he will do so perfectly. And I agree with that. And I bet Oda is very happy about that. Because imagine having a character that can literally go in any direction and a character that nobody takes seriously. Weevil is the perfect mold for Oda to create anything out of. He's like the Ditto of One Piece. The comment below says, Weevil seems like a fairly explicit reference to Fat Majin Buu to me. He even shares voice actors with Buu. Ooh, that's a good one.
I didn't know that.
What if he has transformations? Bakken is like his Bobbity. Ooh, you don't say.
Bruh, confirmation. Weevil got the Majin Buu Devil Fruit. He got the Hito Hito no Mi Majin Buu version. I'm calling it. He got the DBZ. He got the Hito Hito DBZ model. He got the Majin Buu model. No, but let's continue.
Okay, let's carry this on a little bit. If Weevil is Fat Majin Buu, and he's just like a mindless idiot, once you remove Bakken or his Bobbity, Weevil might be a really strong ally. But with that being said, when he mentions Majin Buu, it almost makes me wonder if there's like a second transformation to Weevil, which I'm gonna pull up the picture right here again. Do you see how like Weevil has like those stitches around his neck? What if hidden within Weevil, behind the stitches, is a stronger, slimmer, body-built man underneath that? That'd be kind of insane. That'd be kind of nuts, huh? That's a theory for you. I think at some point he'll show that he's actually a good guy once he stops letting his mother control him, but I doubt he's a huge threat to a post-Wano Luffy. That's what I'm saying. Like, the man can't be a main antagonist.
I can see something like that happening. So to all you guys who want to say he's going to join the Straw Hat Pirates to work against Blackbeard, how about this? I'll give y'all this scenario, right? I'll give you guys this scenario. Let's say he's, because you guys, y'all made some good points when y'all talk about he wants to get revenge against the people who killed Whitebeard, right? So let's say, this whole time he listens to his mother. His mother gets in touch with Blackbeard. He becomes the 10th Titanic captain of the Blackbeard Pirates. And his mother is kind of the one to kind of control him and keep him in check. And then come to find out, they fight the Blackbeard Pirates, and Weevil kind of has a change of heart. He doesn't want to listen to his mom no more. He wants to get revenge for Whitebeard. So he makes a hit, or it'd be a face turn. That's wrestling lingo, like pro wrestling lingo. He makes a face turn and joins he becomes a Straw Hat ally, like something along that line, maybe. Like he says, you know what, Mom, I'm not listening to you no more. I don't like Blackbeard. He's the one who killed Pops. So, like maybe he finds out that Blackbeard is the one that killed him. Unless he knows about it. Maybe he knows about it. All right. But if he doesn't know that Blackbeard is the one that killed Whitebeard, then if he learns in the middle of this Blackbeard and Straw Hat battle or whatever, maybe he makes a face turn and join the Straw Hats. Not join the actual Straw Hat Pirates, but he becomes their ally. Q said, imagine if Weevil has a devil fruit. Could be interesting to see which devil fruit he could have. Yeah, I mentioned something about that earlier. What if he has like a geological devil fruit, kind of like Whitebeard. Like Whitebeard has a G. That's the word I was looking for earlier, geological. Blackbeard could cause earthquakes. Maybe he can summon volcanoes. So it will work, let's say it works similar to Akaino's devil fruit, but instead of actually being magma, he could cause volcano eruptions coming from the ground or something. You know, like he could shift rocks to make magma come out, something along that line. You know, because then it would be similar to Whitebeard's devil fruit to a degree. Mate, and it shows that he's like his dad, right? He's like Whitebeard. I think that might be a little cool, me personally.
Because no matter what, I cannot stretch my mind in thinking to comprehend the fact that Weevil might be a threat to Luffy. Like a Luffy that is taking on Kaido right now, or even his crew, right? Like imagine Weevil pulling up to Zoro and be like, I'm here to take you down, Pirate Hunter. That's not gonna happen. And Zoro would body the man too. Anybody on the crew would body the man, except for maybe the lower tier, but still, upper tier, mid tier, they would take Weevil down in my opinion.
That's why I said Usopp earlier. Like, what if Usopp fights Weevil? That could probably be a good fight for him. I mean, I don't know. It might be a bad matchup for Usopp because he'd have to like keep his distance from somebody like Weevil. But you know, it'd be a strong opponent for Usopp, so it could really showcase how far Usopp came. You know. Q says Whitebeard has a vibration devil fruit. Might have another something that has a similar delivery, but different. Yeah, he got an earthquake one. He creates quakes. But I think the only other geological devil fruit would be a Kainos, or not Kainos, Pika, because he could like move ground and earth, right?
This guy says, I don't think he'll have any relevance to the Shriat crew unless he joins Blackbeard. He wanted to kill Blackbeard before his mother sicked him onto Marco, but he's very easily manipulated. Wow, man. Weevil is getting slandered in this, which, I mean, obviously, he's Weevil, but dang, everybody's like, he's easily manipulated. At least say something nicer to him. He has feelings, too. He's after Whitebeard's treasure. I assume the treasure is on the island Marco was guarding, so maybe the two will clash. Well, this did not age well. Marco is not on the island anymore, and also there is no Whitebeard treasure. It is not gold, it is actually the village itself, the villagers, the hometown he grew up in.
Yeah.
That is Whitebeard's true treasure. And he continues on by saying, though, I don't see him being much of a threat to Marco either. Wait, okay, real quick, I don't know why, I have a bone to pick. Whitebeard, a Yonko of the sea, a man that sends all of his money to this small village. How is this village so small? How do they only have these dinky houses? Like, if a Yonko was providing me with all of their funding, or a majority of their funding, I would like to think that they're living in gold castles. When we panned over it and Marco was like, yep, Pops was giving all his money to this village. I was like, bro, like, are you sure? Are you sure he doesn't have like a mistress or something? Miss Bakken on the side getting half the cut? I don't know, man. That was kind of sus to me. He didn't seem malicious, just stupid and easily manipulated.
It depends on how much Whitebeard had, right? You know, like, Whitebeard don't seem like the type of person who just who robs every person on the seas. Like Whitebeard don't seem like the type of pirate that just pillage every single city. So he has like a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I'm not saying Whitebeard doesn't pillage, but it don't seem like he just pillaged like every single city he comes across. You know, so when you consider that, you know, like how much was Whitebeard making, right? And then you gotta look at the fact that Whitebeard has to give all his other pirates a cut of the money they make, right? And the Whitebeard pirates are pretty big. Like, we've seen how big they are. They're a big crew. So I mean, that's a lot of people to break bread with, you know. And then you gotta look at how Whitebeard pretty much has to help. And, you know, he has to help all his territories, which that might require resources as well. You know what I'm saying? So how much money did he really truly have individually to send back to this town? And though it is a small town, it still is a town of people. It's still a town of people. So that's multiple mouths you gotta feed, multiple houses you gotta take care of, and all these things. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Whitebeard was balling like that.
Maybe he ends up being the one guarding Whitebeard's island. I could see this, but like I said, Miss Bakken is the only one stopping this scenario from coming true. But also, personally, I would really love if Weevil had his own personality, like past Miss Bakken and past Whitebeard. At some point, Weevil wants to become his own character. I think that would fall more in line with One Piece themes, and I would love to see what Weevil is actually like, you know what I mean? Next comment says, I don't think he will be a huge threat though. I mean, he will play a role, I'm sure of it, but I don't think he will be a major threat. Mostly because his mother's motive is to get Whitebeard's treasure, and Weevil's is to get revenge from Blackbeard for killing Whitebeard. Basically, there's actually no need for him to become a threat in the story. Maybe a threat to the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates in a storyline where we get to see Jozu and or Vista, but I don't think it will be the Straw Hats. I like the—
Hey, you know what I could see happening? You know what I could see happening with Weevil? Like, I could see Weevil joining the Blackbeard Pirates, right? I could see him actually joining, like, his mom pretty much helped get him to join the Blackbeard Pirates. And then, let's say the beginning of the arc where, I guess the beginning of the One Piece arc, and I call it the One Piece arc because I'm saying the beginning of the arc where they are about to get the Laugh Tale and find One Piece. And you know, Blackbeard is, you know, about, you know, this probably be Blackbeard being the main antagonist. Like, let's say he's around, but, you know, Weevil's off on his own. I don't know. Maybe he's just traveling on his own. And then Weevil comes across the Straw Hat Pirates. Like, he's by himself. Let's say he's just by himself. His mom is looking for him or something. Maybe he's got lost. And he comes across Luffy. And then him and Luffy talk, and you know, Luffy like him because, you know, though Weevil is an idiot, he's still probably like good-hearted, right? He's still a good-hearted being that just, if he gets angry, you know, he could be super dangerous. Or if his mom sicks people on him on people, he could be super dangerous. But that's usually the only time he's angry or he's dangerous. If his mom orders him to hurt people, or if he just gets angry, you know, because maybe somebody's bullying him or something. So maybe he meets Luffy and they hit it off. Like, they're friends. Kind of like, think of like Bon Clay, right? When Bon Clay first met Luffy, before Luffy gets to Alabasta. And they were just cool. They didn't even realize they were enemies. But they became friends, and then come to find out later, Bon Clay is really an enemy, you know. But say like Weevil, you know, later finds out he's an enemy. He's pretty much ordered to fight, right? And he does. He fights. But then later down the line, it's like he likes Luffy too much. So it's like he doesn't want to listen to his mom to hurt somebody he likes, his friend. So, and let's say he's in a position where he could actually hurt Luffy. Like, Luffy is weakened. Luffy is like down. Maybe him and Blackbeard are both down or something. And then Weevil's mom pretty much orders him to kill Luffy or whatever. Like, something along that line. Like, I could see something like that happening. Where like they meet before they realize that they're enemies, and that right there kind of plants the seed to Weevil ultimately helping the Straw Hats. You know, it doesn't even have to be Luffy. It could be like Chopper. It could be like Brook. I think Chopper and Luffy might be the best decision. Maybe even Usopp. Could be Usopp. You know, like, because Usopp, it would make sense with Usopp because Usopp usually, he is always credited to turning people over. He's credited a lot to pretty much turning people over to becoming Straw Hat allies. You know, like Luffy is too, but Usopp has that effect to a degree as well. Because a lot of time, like, think back in Dressrosa where, you know, he pretty much saved all them from being toys, and they looked at him as a god. Even though ultimately Luffy pretty much defeated Doflamingo, Usopp was still, you know, a lot of people were won over to the Straw Hats because Usopp. So, Angel's Room said, is Wano the end of the Yonko saga? Good question. I don't know. Maybe Elbath, if let's say we still get more Big Mom, maybe Elbath, you know. I don't know. That's a good question.
This a lot because Weevil's trajectory is nowhere close to the Straw Hats, right? Like they're going almost opposite directions. They might converge at some very small parts where, you know, Luffy has a lot of friends from the Whitebeard Pirates, but at no point do they actually intertwine. Their storylines can be completely different. And, you know, honestly, if you told us that we would never meet Weevil in the Straw Hat playthrough, I would believe you. I'd be like, well, that makes sense. Like, Weevil isn't really going after Mugiwara no Luffy. He's going after the Whitebeard Pirates and this, you know, treasure that doesn't exist. Last one. Weevil is like Kong. They could both be super, super strong, but somehow Oda forgot about them. I don't know. I don't know about that. Kong hasn't really been forgotten. He's kind of like a retired old man right now. And Weevil isn't forgotten either, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad example. Weevil still has more to provide for the story. His introduction, right? He's still young. He has a goal in mind. So, you know, there has to be some resolution to this goal. He wants to he wants revenge for his Whitebeard, but his mom wants to find Whitebeard's wealth. But Kong really, you know, like Kong was introduced as a retired, like an old, like he was working for the world government, right? Like he was kind of that link between the world government and the Marines, but he was still kind of like a retired Marine. You know, he wasn't doing Marine stuff anymore. Like, and he's old. You know, he's like he was probably the fleet admiral when Sengoku was like a vice admiral or admiral. Like before he was the fleet admiral before Sengoku, right? So Sengoku probably was like either admiral or vice admiral with Garp. You know, hey, it could have been like he was a fleet admiral when same time that Sengoku was a vice admiral, and then Sengoku eventually got like promoted to admiral, and then maybe he went to whatever admiral he is now. I forget what it's called. And the world government commander in chief. Yeah, so I think Kong's introduction was just kind of show like this is the guy of the old days. That's all. You know, his introduction wasn't meant to be like to set him up for anything bigger in the story, right? He was just kind of character to give more depth to the world the Marines, right? Because now we got a little history of the Marines. We know who was the fleet commander before Sengoku. We still don't know nothing about him, but we don't really have to. We just know that he was Sengoku's predecessor, right? So it's just kind of to give the world government a little more depth, right? You know, and doing that, it doesn't always have to mean something bigger for the story. It could just be, you know, it's like when you got a bunch of fodder characters. A lot of these guys, they don't have any bigger relevance to the story. They're just there just to kind of be like, hey, we're part of the fighting force of whatever side we're on. Even though, you know, we're probably gonna get handled pretty easy. Angel's Room said, man knows a lot of secrets. Wasn't he the one who told Doflamingo to kill Moria? Was he? I mean, I could see him being like the type to pretty much give out orders from like his superiors. Like, let's say if the Gorosei wants something to happen, it's Kong's job to pretty much, you know, get somebody to take care of it. You know, so I mean, maybe, I guess. I mean, I don't remember. But yeah, but again, we don't really have to know much about him. He's not like, I mean, and I think something like a spinoff, let's say like a One Piece spinoff, something like this, maybe we could learn more about him, how strong he was, how he was as a leader, maybe. But that's something we'll have to see. Angel Room said he told Doflamingo that what the Gorosei said. All right. Yes, yeah, I guess something like that, right? Yeah, so maybe he just kind of like passing along orders.
Like Weevil is showing up whenever he can. He showed up after they abolished the Shishibukai system, and he showed up in a lot of flashbacks and as silhouettes in some people's monologues about the warlords. Like Weevil is not forgotten. Like Oda has made it explicitly clear that Weevil will play a decent role in the story. One more because that was pretty short. I think he'll be like a brown beard and pink beard. No, not the disrespect. I think his purpose will be to remove other characters from the story or to deal with them rather than being the central focus himself. Does Marco have to go back to Whitebeard's island to keep it safe, thus removing him from the story? Maybe. Does someone like Kobe need the bump from beating a high-end threat so he ends up becoming a hero for beating him? I feel like Kobe will naturally get there without having to take down Weevil per se. Because Kobe already has been evolving a lot throughout the story. He has like hockey traits, he has Shigan. Like Kobe's actually pumping out some pretty cool feats. We haven't seen him taking down any like named characters yet, but I feel like Kobe totally could. I would love to see like an OVA or even a movie just based around Kobe and his adventures within the Marines. And finally, he says, I think he was built up to be torn down. Ah, dude. Don't talk about Weevil like that, man. Look at the way he looks. He's already been torn down. He has scars, he has stitches. The man ain't doing too good. He's already been torn down. Don't tear him down even more. Last one, because these are all pretty short. I have a theory that the next island after Wano will be Sphinx Island. It's the place where, or at least it was around, where Ace was buried. It could serve as a good breather arc between Wano and Elbaf, and Weevil could work as a nice villain for Luffy. He could work as a way of saying that Luffy is as strong as young Whitebeard. Hell, Kizaru might have been over-exaggerating when he said Weevil was as strong as Whitebeard, since he might not have had Conqueror's Haki. Well, it depends how young we're talking about Whitebeard, right? Because in the flashback where he fights Roger, he definitely had Conqueror's Haki. So that's the kind of Whitebeard that I'm imagining. Maybe I'm imagining like prime Whitebeard and a younger Whitebeard doesn't have that yet. But I'm imagining for freaking Weevil to have some pretty good abilities.
I don't know if I think he's as strong as Prime Whitebeard. You know, because if he's as strong as Prime Whitebeard, understand Prime Whitebeard is known as the world, like Whitebeard was known as the world's strongest man. So just imagine being in your prime and being known as the world's strongest man. If we was as powerful as that specific guy, that's scary right there. Why wouldn't he be like it's like Whitebeard, right? That's Whitebeard. That's stronger than Whitebeard was probably at Marineford. So, like, you got you a Kaido right there almost. So, I don't know if he's like as strong as that Whitebeard. Maybe like a young Whitebeard that's coming into his prime. I could see that being the case. Angel Room said Dolphy asked why. I think he said that's confidential. So Moria might have a really OP Devil Fruit. I mean, Moria does have a OP Devil Fruit. It's not that different from Big Mom's in some aspects, you know. I mean, I think Big Mom's is like a more powerful version, you know. But I mean, bro, like he can take shadows and put him in other stuff to fight for him. He can use his shadow to fight for him. I mean, bro, his Devil Fruit is pretty OP. His shadow alone is super versatile. Like his specific shadow, you know what I mean? Like he was pretty much fighting Luffy while Moria was chilling. Like Moria's Devil Fruit, or Moria's ability was literally fighting Luffy. Like giving Luffy a tough time too, you know. So yeah, Moria's Devil Fruit is really strong. And you said I think it was an anime only scene. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Let's continue.
And I do like the idea of it being a breather arc. Like, we had this crazy Wano arc that's been going on for like 100 plus chapters. Maybe we do need an arc where we kind of slow down and the main villain isn't some world-threatening end-all be-all villain. It would be nice to have a villain like Weevil maybe pop in and be the Foxy of the new world. You know what I mean? But yeah, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about Weevil. I think he's a really cool character. I think he has a lot of potential within him. He could either be a really good comedic relief with Buggy, he could even be a pretty cool bad guy within the Blackbeard Pirates. But at the end of the day, I don't think he has a bad heart. It's just Ms. Bakken that is manipulating him. And I think the Majin Buu reference that somebody made in this video was very accurate. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. Please consider liking and subscribing and commenting. It would mean a lot to me. And I will see you guys on the next discussion video. Peace out.
Alrighty. That is the video. I'm going to give the boy Civ a like. I know y'all heard me say the boy. that's like Philadelphia lingo if y'all ever been to Pennsylvania. That's like Pennsylvania lingo, but it kind of originated from Philadelphia. You know, I'm a Pennsylvania boy, so you know there's that. But yeah, so yeah, shout out to Civ. You know, go to his video, and if you rock with the video, if you like what he was saying or was interested or was entertained, even if you don't agree with it, you know, it ain't always about agreeing with stuff. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, appreciate the effort, you know, people put in and how well they explain their position. So, but yeah, go like the link to this video is in the description box. So y'all go check him out. Angel Room said, never mind, I can't find the scene or chapter, so probably not true. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, so Weevil, definitely an interesting character. He's always been an interesting character to me. That's why when I seen this video, I was like, I mean, I know there's some videos y'all wanted me to react to, but I kind of wanted to take it a different direction, because we've been talking about a lot about the sun gods, about the rain, not the rain god, but we've been talking about a lot about the sun god Nika, about Joy Boy, about the Hito Hito no Mi Nika version, the Gumu Gumu no Mi. We've been talking about a lot about this, what's been going on the past few chapters. So I'm like, you know what, let's change the pace. Let's talk about something different, you know. Let's talk about other stuff in the One Piece world. And I like that. I hope you guys send me videos. I mean, y'all can keep sending me like the videos about Nika as well. I mean, you know, if it's a new aspect, a new perspective about it, I'll definitely check it out. But also send me videos about like other mysteries in the world, right? Other theories in the One Piece world. You know, other characters. Send me stuff like that as well. I would appreciate it. You know. I mean, I appreciate anything y'all send me though. So there's that. Q said he'll for sure be interesting to discover further. Exactly, and like Civ said, which he said something that I completely agree with about Weevil, and I've been saying for a while, I like the fact that his character could be taken so many directions. You know, like I personally don't know where we're going with this character, and I don't think I've heard any reasonable, you know, like I haven't heard like an explanation that's consistent among people, like where people been saying, yeah, I think he's gonna do this, yeah, I think he's gonna do this, like a general speculation for him, you know, that everybody believe in. I mean, I really haven't heard nothing about Weevil in general. You know, I don't think there's much out there for a speculation when it comes to Weevil. I don't think there's much information, so I don't think that's why people talk about him. But I am intrigued by how like where his character can go, right? Where Oda is going to take his character. I think he will have a relatively big role. You know what I mean, relative. I don't think he's going to be like Eam or Luffy or Blackbeard. I don't think his role in the story is going to be like of that level. But I think it can be like something along the line of where maybe he's a roadblock to a bigger threat or something, where it's like we got to get past him, or something along the line where I'm trying to. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Like maybe he's just a minor enemy, you know, or maybe he's like a main villain of a small arc, like a you know a breather arc, for example. You know, maybe he becomes an ally. I don't know. You know, and there's so many places Oda can go with that, and I'm definitely excited to see where Oda goes with that. But yeah, so anyway, y'all, that's pretty much the video right there. You know, that's pretty much the video, you guys. I really enjoy you guys, you know, coming through today. You know, I will probably be reacting to the video from Weevil about the different gods. I think he sent me something through Discord, like during the stream. He sent me something. I noticed, and it's I think Cube also, either Cube or Angels, or one of you guys sent me the video as well on Discord. So you know, we'll probably look at that on Thursday. Yeah, we'll probably look at that on Thursday or Friday because I kind of, and let me know in the chat or the comments. Y'all can let me in the chat. Y'all can let me know in the comments. But I kind of want to do like a stream where you know what? I'll probably do that Friday. Thursday we'll do the Threevil reaction. And Friday, I want to do a stream where we specifically talk about the last two chapters, you know, because I want to sit. I'm gonna probably next 2 days. I'm gonna probably really dissect these next two chapters and see what I can get from them. So, you know, that might be down the pipe. I might do a stream like that. You know, I might do a stream like that. So, you guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments. But yeah, and also in the comments, let me know if you're watching this later down the line. Let me know what you think about Weevil. What is his role? You know, is there anything you didn't agree with me or agreed with me on specifically that stood out to you in this stream? Let me know in the comments. And you know, if you disagree with me or agree with me, put the time, because then it allows me to know what you're referencing. So do that. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you also subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. And follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, so you can stay updated with what I'm doing. And if you're looking for a One Piece community, we have the Discord and the One Piece Facebook group. All of these will be linked in the description, as well as the video we just watched. So anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P. the Bluff God, and I am going. Peace.